One of the things that you've talking about at length over the past year is the way in which the government is essentially ruling by decree, largely courtesy of the Public Health Act and the disappearance of what we would consider to be normal political and democratic scrutiny. Do you think this is an unprecedented form of government in the UK? And how long do you think this rule by decree could possibly last?
Not entirely unprecedented. It's unprecedented to deal with a pandemic this way. But in wartime, governments have taken extraordinarily wide powers. It's fair to say that they have never, ever, for any reason, used those powers to lock people in their homes indefinitely. That's something entirely new. But extensive powers have always existed. How long will it continue? Governments are notoriously unwilling to give up powers that they once had. We know that after the Second World War, rationing continued more or less unnecessarily for 6 years until the Labour Party, which believed in it, lost an election. Identity cards continued for about 8 years until the courts refused to enforce criminal offences for not carrying them. Powers to requisition property, which were expressed to be wartime powers only, were kept in being by the simple device of never declaring that the war was over, and they were still being used in the 1980s. Governments like unfettered power. You give it to them, they won't give it up, not willingly.